And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. We greatly appreciate everybody that calls our hotline and supports the program here by supporting the local economy, supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, and all of our expert contributors. We got Jason Avery back in studio, Avery Construction and Design Consulting as well. We're going to talk. He's got a special guest with him as well, Lonnie Veasley. I've known Lonnie for a while here as well. Talking about business brokerage, business sales. We're going to talk with Lonnie about that as well. Coming up also, Dr. Doug Arvanitis in studio, Pro Health, and Gunnar Branecki rounding out our expert contributor panel today on the Consumer Quarterback Show, always helping you win in any marketplace. That is our goal. 11 years on air now, serving the community as a consumer advocate. And we got a party coming up, Dave, coming up on the 20th, Thursday, March 20th, 6 o'clock. Where are we going to be, man? Yep. Oh, that's right. We lost the mic. I got you. So we're going to be over Thursday the 20th, 6 o'clock over at Tarpon Springs. It's going to be right there on Lake Tarpon. Great opportunity. We're going to have a boat. We'll have a little booze cruise out there right on Lake Tarpon. Appetizers, food, drinks provided. And Jason, you've been to a lot of our parties. You know these are good time.
These things are great, man. There's a lot of different business owners, business managers coming together, making introductions for each other. Just good stuff in the community. It's a great thing that you do it.
And it's a free event. The price is right.
Yeah, absolutely.
The price is right. The free event. Come on out, enjoy
appetizers on Brandon.
That's right. We got some appetizers. We'll have some drinks. We'll have great networking, some introductions. If you have any questions out there, too, as a consumer, like, hey, I'm thinking about selling a business. I'm thinking about selling real estate. I'd like to get introduced to a great local chiropractor. Whatever that might be, come on over, and we'll
you need trades
love to
for
meet
your
you
home.
There. Trades, lots of trades.
A lot of work after these hurricanes.
That's right. So. Yeah, a lot of trades, exactly. Any introductions. That's why we do this show. It's local. It's different from a lot of the other shows you'll hear on the radio.
These people are connected. They're all movers and shakers in the community.
That's right.
Actively, working on businesses, having employees, they're just the right kind of people you want to meet.
That's right. Absolutely. So that's Thursday, March 20th, 6 o'clock. And we're going to be at the Tarpon Turtle right there in Tarpon Springs. Great location, wonderful ambiance. Shout out to George. He's the owner of the Tarpon Turtle for hosting us and providing the appetizers and bringing everything out and allowing us to have our own little section there. So it's going to be a good time. Come on out Thursday, March 20th.
Brandon, I remember years ago when I was a kid, that place was just a screen porch off the back of a house. And
right.
But they were known for having the best burger in town.
Yeah.
And they had a little public boat ramp right there. Now it's this huge, amazing place. It's really actually nice view, nice deck. You can pull up multiple boats. It's a really cool place to hang out.
It is. We love it. We love it over there. All right, a couple of hot listings, and we'll jump into this great content from our expert contributors today. 9594 Southeast Mercamp Road in Ocala, Florida. This is a new listing. We just got this one listed. Professional photography came in, and we are on the market. 5,725 square foot retail spot. This is a retail property. It's operating currently as a hardware store. You've got ample parking, about an acre of land. You have an investment opportunity with flexible ownership options. We're listed just over $1 million. A great opportunity to purchase real estate. Now, what's unique about this property also is there's a private office, kitchen, conference room, but you also have two rentable sections in the back that provides steady lease revenue. So you got built-in money coming in. Also, there's extra land in the back, and he's renting that out to these semi-trucks. So you got the big rigs there. So he's got cash coming in. He's got an operating business, a successful business, and he's been there for a long time. 9594 Southeast Mercamp Road, Ocala, Florida. A great opportunity from the Platinum MVP team. 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. Single-family home, 5 bedrooms, 3 full bath. You have 2 half bath and a 2-car garage. 3121 square foot. 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard, Claremont, Florida. Acre of land. This is an executive style home, just under $1 million as well. Brand new listing, just under $1 million in Claremont, Florida. Great location. This is Magnolia Island, which is technically a peninsula, but they call it an island. 29 homes in this community. It's a rare gem at an excellent price. You have a beautiful pool, spa package, screened-in lanai. Great opportunity to buy real estate in Claremont, Florida, 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. And you can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're thinking buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. Stop by our website, platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Jason Avery, welcome back, sir.
Hey, man, I'm so glad to be here again. I'll tell you what, we've been busy with all this hurricane cleanup stuff, a lot of flooded homes, and a lot of people are still in limbo. They're either arguing with their homeowner's insurance or arguing with FEMA or arguing with the building department to try and figure out what's next.
Yeah.
I think you are going to be very, very busy about 12 months from now as people finally throw in the towel or have that come to Jesus moment where they say, okay, we're either going to tear it down and rebuild ourselves or just short sale this thing, get out of here and let the investor do it.
Right.
But I think there's going to be a lot of that hitting our marketplace, in the very near future.
Shadow inventory, so to speak.
From the remodeling perspective, we're so busy, and all the trades guys around me are so busy. Everybody's hiring, and also, there's no time for a tradesman to be without work.
Right.
But with the idea that I knew you had this hardware store that you're looking to get sold, and I know a lot of trades guys that in about 12 to 18 months might be in the right position to want to sell their businesses too. I thought it was a good time to invite my buddy Lonnie.
Yeah.
He's a business broker. I've known him for almost 15 years now, and he was working with an oil distribution type of a company, and then all of a sudden the owner wanted out. He helped broker the deal, and then decided he liked that transaction and wanted to be a broker from there on after. So he's been mentoring me, coaching me about building my businesses as an asset to be sold eventually. And, of course, nobody wants to buy your job from you. So, are you extractable? Does the business run without you? Well, yes, the remodeling company, I put 10, 15 hours a week into keeping it on track and being a leader, but otherwise it runs itself. And then the cabinet factory, same thing. I've got managers, I've got workers, the business, I've got to put a few hours into the mentoring and keeping it, flowing, keep the kids playing nice in the sandbox together from a personnel standpoint. And then, but again, another thing on autopilot. And as I'm working on the next things, and I'm coaching and mentoring people how to do this. So this guy's been coaching and mentoring me along the way. I'd love to introduce Lonnie Veasley to the conversation. And I was thinking he could tell us about what are the businesses that are most prone to the marketplace right now. What's going to sell? What kind of multipliers are people getting? What should they be doing to
how do you value a business? I mean, that's a big one. Lonnie Veasley, Murphy Business Sales. Welcome in.
Oh, thanks, guys, for having me. Good seeing you, Brandon. Known you for years. And Jason, thanks for having me here. But I mean, his type of business, a lot of the construction-related businesses, those are really selling. That's probably about half of what I do right now. And the key is, and Jason's probably the best as far as, and I don't say student because I'm not a business coach. I sell businesses, and I tell the business owners, hey, you need to do this, this, and this, but I don't, hold their hand. I just talk to, him about his business maybe once every 6 months. But, keeping your numbers clean and then not being the business. Like you said, no one wants to buy a job. So he's got it set up where he can, look at the other businesses or hang out or do other things, spend time with his family and not, be, entrenched in the business all the time, which makes it actually more valuable.
Now, when you said a lot there, and how many words was that? Keep your numbers clean.
Yeah.
Right. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot to extrapolate. Can you expand on that?
Well, just, if you're, especially like in the construction-related businesses, sometimes you have business owners, they'll remodel their home or something like that, and they're doing it around the same time or just the year before they've sold. It's come up a lot. Like, when I'm looking at a company and we look at the numbers, like, $100,000, $200,000 in the cost of goods sold is their personal home.
Right.
So they're lowering their numbers, which you're lowering, there's a multiplier a lot of times on a business. For a smaller business, it's, 3, maybe 3.5, but if it's
times what?
Whatever the cash flow is.
So cash flow times that.
Yeah.
Got it.
And that's like the owner benefit, like the net plus the owner's salary and then any other personal expenses that aren't too crazy. But if you're in the construction business and you're remodeling your home, it's hard for the buyers or the banks to decipher, like, how do we know this is for your business and not for your home,
Right.
vice versa.
He's been teaching me that over the years. It's just, again, whatever you do to try and avoid and deter or duck under taxes is ultimately hurting you in the long run because you're showing less value that your business produces. And that's what it's all about. Just how much money is made at the end of the day for being the business owner versus being a laborer, worker, or employee in their own business. So,
Right.
I mean, I know some attorneys that make great hourly rates, but they are a slave to the job. And when they stop doing the job, the business stops altogether.
Exactly.
And if I go on vacation for the next couple of weeks, the business is going to continue to produce opportunities and close upon those opportunities and fulfill the production line of those opportunities and make sure it's accounted for. Everything continues to happen.
Right.
That's where you're extractable. Even the licensing of the business. We got multiple contractors that qualify the company and they're tied in under business contracts.
Yep.
They can't just walk away and leave at any given time without proper ample notice and the opportunity to reestablish new. But I wouldn't have to have somebody else that has all the same licenses as me take my place because that would be a much smaller pool of people that would be willing to buy it.
Right.
Instead, if they can take my place at any time and everything just keeps moving on the same pattern.
It's an important point. By the way, so if you just joined us, we're talking with Jason Avery, Avery Construction, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, been a show partner for over a decade now. Lonnie Veasley in the house. He's a business broker, mergers and acquisitions with Murphy Business Sales. And I want to play a quick clip because the economy is slowly improving. We got some good news here recently. Here's a clip.
Well, according to the Labor Department's monthly inflation report, the Consumer Price Index, which tracks the general cost of everyday goods, 2.8% from the same month last year and just 0.2% from the month before. Both of those numbers were better than expectations and marked the first time in 4 months that we saw an annual decrease in the Consumer Price Index, or inflation. At the same time, core prices saw a 3.1% increase from last year. That is the best number we've seen in nearly 4 years. Here's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt addressing those numbers Wednesday.
You see the cost of eggs is going down, cost of gasoline is going down because of the massive deregulatory efforts of this president, and also the fact that we are delivering on his promise to drill, baby, drill already. You saw this past weekend, the National Economic Advisory put out a report that because of the regulations we've already slashed in just 52 days, we've saved American taxpayers $180 billion. That comes out to about $2,000 per American household. That's in 52 days.
Yeah, so we're off to a good start here. Here's the latest, too, on the gas prices. You can see gas is starting to come down. Once gas comes down, that's going to affect everything, Jason.
100%. I absolutely love the direction that this country is on right now. Cut out the waste. And yes, while certain conversations around the tariffs, that could have impact on my businesses. My cabinet factory, all that plywood we get comes from Canada. In construction, all the 2x4s and trusses and all that stuff, that's all pine that comes from Mexico. So it's, if we had to pay 25% more on those materials, that seems scary, right? It would translate out into the jobs. It's not really that big of a difference in the grand scheme of this whole large project. But if the gas prices keep coming down, almost everything else we buy is petroleum based, and everything has to be shipped somewhere.
Yep.
So that is a very significant impact in the other direction. I think it all balances out. I think we're in a good place. And even if people talk about, what about recessions? And I don't see it coming for the whole country. But regardless, in our region, in the greater Tampa Bay area that we live in here in the Sunshine, this area is on fire. And we have the right politics backing us up. We have the right amount of opportunity because of the storms, coupled with the pent-up demand because your conservative client base had put their money on the sidelines for quite a while leading up to that election. So, just all this is coming to the forefront. Like I said, every trades guy I know is hiring. So, if you're looking for a career change, a career opportunity, please reach out through the show, and I will help make introductions because I know people that are looking for talent right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out, 813-917-1894. Call or text that show hotline, 813-917-1894. We'll make sure we get right back to you before our head hits the pillow. Another key note as well, a lot of people don't realize on the business side, on buying and selling businesses, there's a 100% financing available. We got a couple calls last week when I talked about this, 100% financing for business owners. It's called a rent replacement program. The SBA has set aside up to $5 million for every small business owner in America. And a lot of people don't understand how that works. But if you call in, we'll give you some details on it. 100% financing for business owners. Reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894. Quick break, more with Jason Avery and Lonnie Veasley coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at BrandonRimes1 at CQB Show, and subscribe to the podcast. We're on podcasts, of course. We've got our YouTube channel, Rumble channel. Just search Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rimes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rimes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon Rimes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing. We would love to talk to you. And a couple of hot listings here for this segment. We always like to feature our real estate properties on air and maximize the exposure and the profit for our sellers, helping our sellers profit more. We got a couple of hot listings here. This one's 10711 Old Sycamore Loop in Land O'Lakes. Great opportunity here. We've got 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 46 square foot single family home, lighter color kitchen. People really love that style. The stainless steel appliances, large fenced-in backyard for the kids to play back there. 10711 Old Sycamore Loop, Land O'Lakes, Florida. You got a beautiful community pool, the playground there. Great opportunity to buy real estate in Land O'Lakes, Florida. All right, let's take a look at 455 US 19. This one's alternate 19, number 151. Great opportunity to buy in Palm Harbor. 2-2 ground floor condo, 900 square feet, entry-level home here. 2 sparkling pools. You have tennis and basketball courts, hot tubs. 455 US 19 in Palm Harbor, unit number 151. Great opportunity. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got Jason Avery in studio with us, Lonnie Veasley as well, Murphy Business Sales. So we have a construction company, entrepreneur. He's a published author as well. And we have our business broker friend Lonnie in studio with us. Lonnie, I wanted to talk about this My Safe Florida, because I think there's some dollars out there, some tax dollars to help homeowners harden their homes, right? Is that the word they're using, like kind of harden your homes with the windows? Correct.
If you want to replace your doors or windows or build a new home, you have to. They'll give you. I don't know how much the amount is, 10 or 20 grand or so, but they'll give you money to get impact doors and windows.
Now, is that a tax credit or is that actual dollars going into the?
Dollars going in, because I've sold a few window and door companies, and I know that the window and door company's waiting for the money to come in from the state of Florida.
Got it.
Sorry, I didn't dig deep into it.
No,
but
that's
as far
perfect.
as selling the business.
I'm also aware Pinellas County has been offering like a $30,000 credit to you if you take your home, which was in flood zone, and now make it fully compliant to the new hurricane code. So that means elevated out of the flood in a plane, but also properly strapped and, as it should be with the more modern codes.
Yeah.
So that's another credit they're offering out there.
Yeah, that's a big deal. A lot of people, and you're dealing with litigation too, because I mean, a lot of these homes, as you kind of mentioned in your opening monologue, a lot of these people are dealing with insurances. They're dealing with lack of permitting,
so they get the field adjuster for the insurance comes out and says, "Here's the value of the repair," and it's always a smaller number undercut because they got a job to do. They got to try and keep this insurance company alive and not let them pay the maximum on everything. But then often the homeowner gets to a certified public adjuster to represent them first. To the consumer, be leery. You got to check what you're signing. Often they get you to sign away your rights and your benefits and committing to maybe up to a 20% commission for them. Wow. And under a normal day, they can usually make some good headway with an insurance company on getting you a bigger claim. But in the midst of all these claims, they do not have the teeth and the footing that an attorney has. It's really, I've been working a lot for attorneys as their expert witness because neither one of those adjusters is a contractor. So I come in and give the contractor perspective on the real value of the damage and, my observations on how I see that damage occurred. And so it gives the attorney what they need to, go negotiate the settlement that's fair.
Well, you gave me good advice. I called with personally, having an issue with my balcony at my home, and you said, well, you got to reach out to Barrel Engineering, get an engineering report. I did. I talked to, so we got that in the process with Leo. He's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm looking at, as a homeowner, here I am in a 5-year-old home having to sue my builder over poor craftsmanship. I mean, it's just terrible, and they don't want to stand up and take. So you're going to have to deal with that.
Leo and I are kind of doing the same thing from different perspectives of, I'm more the general construction. He's more the, hey, this is a structural thing, and it really needs his expertise. But I'll tell you, we met as two businesses here on your show over a decade ago, and we did some business together back then, and I don't know, kind of just drifted in different directions. But within the last year, we've re-solidified that relationship, and we are just pounding out jobs together. He's probably working on a half a dozen jobs with us right now, where they're designing the plans and the documents we need to go submit for the permits to get these projects in motion. Yeah,
I've been interviewing construction law attorneys, and they have a good reputation. A couple of them have said, talk to Barrel Engineering.
Yep.
You got to get an engineer. Let's kind of recap. So we got Jason Avery Construction Design Consulting. He's got his cabinet company. He's also author of Constructing Success, a book he put together where he coaches contractors. And we also have Lonnie Veasley in studio, business broker, business sales. So I want to get final thought here. We're winding down. Lonnie, final thought. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good time, especially in Tampa Bay, if you want to sell your business. But you don't have to do it right now. I'd probably, definitely want to start taking a look at it, though. That's the key, like something that Jason's done. He's been looking at it for years now. But definitely, any business owner, I recommend if you think you want to sell in 2 to 3 years, you want to start taking a look at certain things now. And, we can talk to you there's, other good business brokers out there, information online, but we can definitely help you out.
Take that time perspective and look at it. Hey, here's my 5-year plan. Here's my 3-year plan, right? And really plan it out. Jason, final thought.
Hey, so just to support what Lonnie's saying, and some business owners do need to take a hard look now if they want to be ready to sell in the future. And you got to know your numbers. I mean, how many leads or opportunities come in on any given time span, whether it's a week, a month, a year, however you measure. But are you measuring? And then how many of those convert to become a sale, a transaction? What does the average sale work out to be when you're done collecting all the revenue? And are you reporting everything you're collecting, or are you trying to shove some under the rug and then managing your expenses? And if you can just make little minor 10% improvements in 5 different key places in your business, you'll result in 200% better net profit at the end of the day. And when you can demonstrate that and you're growing, that's where a guy like this really has a marketable opportunity to, get you a good valuation.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, good stuff, gentlemen. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, Dr. Doug Arvanitis, Pro Health, prohealthdoc.com. We're going to talk with him coming up here next as well. He's got a new supplement, natural supplement. It's a competitor to these Ozempics and these other medicines that seem to be the fad now. So we're going to talk with Dr. Doug. Also, Gunnar Branecki coming up later on the program as well. Follow us online. Let's connect, and we'll be right back here. Short break. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon BRimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, we appreciate you spending some time with us on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got Dr. Doug Arvanitis in studio with us, prohealthdoc.com. He's got a great location right there on Del Mabry, centrally located in Tampa Bay. We're going to talk with him here in just a moment. Before we do, quick shout out to our restaurant partner, Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance, very friendly wait staff over there at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. Stop by, say hello to Chef Oscar Ramirez. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take him up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, a couple of hot listings here, and then we're going to jump into this content here. So we've got a new listing here at 1318 Roosevelt Drive. This one's down in Venice. Now, we just did a price improvement. We dropped the price on this one $20,000, I believe, a little over $20K. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1853 square foot single family home. This one's 1318 Roosevelt Drive in Venice, Florida. Beautiful Gulf Coast home here. It's highly sought after neighborhood. The Gulf View Estates. Great opportunity. You have a lighter color kitchen there. Love that lighter color. You have the stainless steel appliances. Beautiful property. Updated bathrooms as well. Gorgeous home. Well maintained as well. 1318 Roosevelt Drive. How about 8107 Sierra Manor Lane? One of my favorites. Beautiful home right on the upper Tampa Bay waters there. You've got private access to the community. Only 3 homes in that community. You got 443 2-story home. 3,600 square feet, 1.17 acres, granite countertops, Wolf gas stove, 500-pound buried propane tank, metal roof with a 65-year transferable warranty, beautiful pool, spa package there, 130 feet of private water frontage, 6,000-pound boat lift, private dock, $1.7 million listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Yeah, beautiful. All right, Dr. Doug, welcome back in, sir.
How you doing?
Oh, man, just blessed and highly favored, brother.
Likely. Same way.
Yeah. I got to get the blood pressure down a little bit. The doctor told me I was up a little higher than normal, so he added another med on me. Like, just what I wanted, another med.
Look, we got to look at your nutrition and your exercise.
I know. It's
That's the best way to do it. The meds, I don't like meds. But there's a reason to have them when you need them. But nutrition, exercise, stress level, positive mental attitude, all those things.
And I feel like I do. I'm working out. I'm doing jiu-jitsu once or twice a month. I'm doing hot yoga twice a week. I'm doing a workout with a trainer a couple times a week. So I felt like I'm on a better track.
How's your nutrition?
Well, pretty good. I mean, I feel like Lindsay's vegetarian. She cooks a lot of vegetarian type dishes, so I eat pretty well. But I don't know. Enough about me. This whole trend, though, with the new Ozempics and all that stuff, people giving themselves a shot, there's got to be some better alternatives for people.
There are. And Ozempic it came on the scene, and it was the new drug of choice. Just remember Fen was and Redo all the way back.
Yep.
What ended up happening is we had heart valve problems. And then there were lots of people having to get surgery on that and lawsuits, and they put the weight back on. It just wasn't a good product. And then Ozempic came along, and everybody jumped on that bandwagon. If your insurance covers it, great. If it doesn't cover it, it's $1,500 a month. And then it's a medication. It's a drug. So the alternative is we have a natural product that is patented. It's all natural products. It's just like taking a protein shake and a vitamin, and that's all it is. And it does the exact same thing, exact clinical results as Ozempic.
Wow.
And it's $180 a month. And people are losing the weight the right way, not trying to lose 25 pounds a week. They're doing it the right way. They're maintaining it. It gets rid of the food cravings, the sugar cravings, and things like that. It's a GLP-1. And that's the name of it through LifeVantage.
What is GLP?
GLP-1. That's just the name of it, and that's the whole system behind it, where you're trying to reduce the food cravings and the sugar cravings, and calm all that food noise down, so you're not eating through stress and all of that. Right. And it works. One of my very good friends was part of the 55 people team, not team, but he was a trial study.
Okay.
And so he was part of it. So I got a lot more information than just anybody else out there because he's my friend. He's in my office all the time. And he was on it. He told me his exact experience. He lost 19 pounds in 10 weeks. He's kept it off. He doesn't have the food cravings. Former Olympic coach in the United States.
That's cool.
And he loves it.
What was he coaching?
Yachting.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Nice. I guess that's a good one to coach right there.
Stand on the sideline with binoculars and tell them what to do.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome, and so that sounds like a good product. And also, you're doing the chiropractor side. What are you seeing on that side of the business?
Well, we're doing the chiropractic side, and again, chiropractor is fantastic. It's a natural healing form. And the whole process of that is the body has the ability to heal itself and take care of itself if it can communicate with itself. So we've got to take that message from the brain through the spinal cord and out to all the different parts of the body. And if it can do that, it can heal itself. It can regulate all the body processes. It can do all your immune system, strengthens your immune system. And I can't tell you how many people we've had come off blood pressure medication, and we've had 2 come off of insulin. Yep. And it's not the fact that we're trying to adjust them for that. It's just their body's functioning better. So if you're looking at everything like we were talking about before, the nutrition side of it, the exercise, the stress, all these different things, keeping your body aligned, keeping the nervous system doing what it's supposed to do and functioning properly, your body will function better, and your quality of life goes up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's no need for all these medications.
No, I mean, that's the idea. And then you have people like me that in some case, it's like the doctors have told me before, Brandon, your genetics are like in the 99th percentile of, anyways. So, you start thinking about that. But, the natural way, sometimes it's difficult for some people. You just have that predisposed.
It is, and genetics play a big role in it, and that's why in every exam that I do, I always ask about the genetic side of it, the family history. I want to know what's in there.
Yeah.
But you can, I don't want to say change your genetics, but you can change the potential outcomes. So, for example, I have a patient that father at 72 years old had heart attacks, had strokes, had just the epitome of unhealthiness, never worked out a day in his life, never ate anything healthy, never drank water, everything was fried, and his health was horrible. And she was worried about, she was going to get the exact same things. We had to do MRIs on her to prove that her brain capillaries or blood vessels are fine and all these different things.
Yeah.
She doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, she doesn't do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a different or a potentially better outcome than your dad.
Right. Yeah. So. And you hear the 99-year-old that smoked cigarettes all his whole life, and he's
drank a fifth of alcohol every day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You hear those stories, and you see those people. Yeah. Some of those people they're okay. Their genetics are that much stronger or whatever. But
and if you don't have that, then you have choices. You can make smart choices.
Yeah, it is easier today. Like as I mentioned, my wife, she's super healthy. We very healthy. She actually started milling her own flour to make this awesome bread. Like the bread and the cookies she makes is unbelievable, and it's so yes, you can be healthy today. It takes a little bit of extra effort. It takes extra costs sometimes to do that, but so many people just do the easiest, lowest hanging fruit. And, that's not the best way.
Well, and not only that, but people talk. So we have a big group of girls that come to our office for all the care. We take care of a lot of families. And what one girl does, she tells her friends, and they all got to jump on it. And then somebody else does something, they all got to jump on it. Well, everyone's body's different. Yeah. So what works for her may not work for the other ones. So that's why there's all these different, whether you're vegan, whether you're on the carnivore plane, whether you're on, whatever it may be, you got to find out what works for you.
Yeah.
And once you find out what works for you, then you have to be consistent with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Doug Arvanitis on the Consumer Quarterback Show, longtime friend of this program, prohealthdoc.com. He's got a great Instagram as well, prohealth_Dr. Doug. We're talking about health and nutrition. And what's also in the news, not so much now, but when it deals with auto accidents, because that's a big part. Is that the 14-day rule now? Is that what happened?
The 14-day rule has been in there since 2013 when they changed all the rules.
Yeah.
And I don't like that rule at all, because sometimes the symptoms don't show for a couple of weeks, and if you get past that 14 days, then insurance company won't cover it whatsoever. So the key, whenever you get involved in a motor vehicle accident, whether you think it's very minor or if it's major, go get checked, whether it's by your family doctor, whether it's by your chiropractor, whether it's by a walk-in clinic. I don't recommend going to the hospital unless you're bleeding, your head's on one side of the car and your body's on the other side of the car. There's fractures, whatever it may be. Because you're going to walk out of there with a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 bill. There's no need for that. If you really want to get someone go to a walk-in clinic, come to me. We've done 7,500 cases in the last 20-some years.
Wow.
We do a lot of it. We do a lot of the professional athletes, but we do a lot of personal injury too.
Yep.
And there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And a lot of the docs, and I don't want to say this just in general, a lot of docs see the insurance money and they'll just treat you for the insurance money and that's it. They won't get you better. They don't care.
Right.
We do.
Yeah, no, and you helped me out when I had an accident as well. Yeah. So you run a successful business. You worked hard to grow that business, I'm assuming?
Yes, I did.
Right, and you believe in capitalism?
Yes.
All right, so this next clip here, nice pre
I knew you were going to go here.
This is a good one here, because this was Ben, one of the Ben and Jerry's founders, on a popular podcast that I like, the PBD podcast.
The person, there's a tremendous spread between rich and poor. When Jerry and I started Ben and Jerry's, the spread between CEO pay and line level workers' pay was 40-1, and we thought that's outrageous. So we had a lower one. We came up with the 5-1 ratio.
Yeah, that's interesting, by the way.
And that's changed over time. But
so it's no longer 5-1 at Ben and Jerry's.
But today, the salary ratio between CEOs and line level employees is 400-1.
Okay, so what was interesting about this, and he goes on to start advocating for an 80% tax on anybody that makes more than $1 million. So what kind of an incentive is that for somebody to go out there and work hard and be a big-time earner? Yeah, if you're making over $1 million. He wants to tax 80% of the wealth. This guy, he goes on to talk about that. And I get it. Some of the things he was making, it's the typical bleeding heart liberal, right? Oh, I feel bad for these people. I feel bad. But PBD was said, hey, look, those guys that are working those entry-level jobs, what's their skill set? What did they put into it? How much have they risked, right? Have you risked capital? But when you start a business, as you know, I know, and they did, and to his praise for this guy, he started this business, sold it for $326 million. That company's gone on to be $1 billion business now. Mm-hmm. But it was just an interesting conversation. But as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, and the rewards of capitalism is, hey, I'm putting myself out there. I'm increasing my knowledge base. Just this last year, I got my mortgage license. One more thing to add on so I can create more income, right?
But it's not just that. It's sacrifice.
Yes.
Okay, nobody talks about the sacrifice.
Right.
So I went through how many years of school and sacrifice. I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning and finishing off my patients and classes and schoolwork at midnight every night, having to work 2 and 3 jobs going through school so I didn't have full loans.
Yep.
I sacrificed for 9 years of my life
to
be able to be where I'm at, to give it away to someone else. No, we do the way we do it in our office is very fair, but at the same time, we have to make a certain amount of profit. And we have, I had an employee, what was it, not that long ago, we were talking about this. And I said to her, what risk do you have in this office?
Right.
And she said, I have no risk.
Right.
Okay. How long did you go to school? 10 months.
Yep.
Oh, great. I went to school for 9 years. I've had to go through X amount of boards. I did not go, I didn't do anything between 6 a.m. and 11, 12 o'clock at night except.
And you played college football too, didn't you?
And I played college football.
Yeah. So that's a whole full-time job in itself.
Right. But now look at it this way. Who in NFL and sports excels? Is it the kid that's been given everything, or it's the kid that's hungry and didn't have anything?
Yeah, right.
Okay, it's the kid who didn't have anything. Now he's got motivation. The kid who's been given everything doesn't have any motivation, so they're not there. It's the ones that are hungry.
Same thing in sales. You want that guy that has the PhD. They're poor, hungry, and desperate, right? Or they're poor, hungry, and determined, right? That PhD. That's who you want. And let's just follow Ben and Jerry's here thought process. I'm going to take 80% of your money. If you're a wealthy earner, I'm going to take 80% of your money and give it to the government. And I just played a clip in yesterday's show. There's a bag of bushings that they just had in Congress for $90,000, a bag of bushings that they use to repair aircraft. And we've all heard of the $250 hammers, et cetera.
All that stuff. Look, I have four people that I know very well, and some of them are patients are in the current administration.
Yeah.
And I hear things that you guys don't hear. And it's unbelievable the things that are going on.
Tell us. We're
no, I can't tell you some of the stuff. But, but it's unbelievable the amount of things that go on and what's going on. And one of them happens to be the Attorney General.
Yeah.
So there's obviously certain things
That's
I
right.
can't talk
She's a
about.
Tampa person.
But, I hear all kinds of things. And it's interesting because I have a couple of friends that are on the complete opposite left, and they're saying, Trump can't complete a sentence, and he can't do this, and he can't do that, and he can't. And I go, no, that's the old administration. And then I said, look, I know the Attorney General personally.
Yep.
She says, this guy doesn't sleep.
Right.
He texts me at 1 a.m, 2 a.m, 3 a.m. Whenever he gets a thought, he texts me, and he's up. He's up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week working.
Yeah.
He does not sleep.
And he's not taking a salary. Same thing with Elon. He's not taking a salary. You got two of the, arguably the most famous people, most successful people in the history of the planet, dedicating their time to make our lives better so our country does not go into bankruptcy, which that's where we were headed.
That's where we were headed. And the other gentleman who does all the complaining, well, I understand. His wife worked for the government.
Yeah.
Okay, she works from home, and one of her jobs was cut. So he's mad, and every day when he used to have positive things to put on social media, it's all negative about Trump and everything else. And I'm like, Eric, I understand your wife lost her job.
Yeah.
We've all lost jobs.
Yeah.
Okay? But that should be motivation for her to go out and get something better and do something. In the long run, if you look at it, it's going to be betterment for all of us.
Yeah.
Not just you because you have a job or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just sick and tired of all of our tax dollars going to give. We can talk all about all these things that they're finding.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Why? It really is.
And if we don't have those expenses, then our taxes go down.
That's right. That's right.
What are you afraid? What are you mad at? Oh, because they're going in and they're cutting all this stuff? They cut your wife's job? Sorry. Yep.
And that's a one-off, hey, it happened here, it happened there. But yeah, first of all, if you're producing enough for the government and your job is that important, then they wouldn't cut you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's correct.
But anyways, we got to get to our next guest. Dr. Doug, thanks for coming in. What's the physical location of your Dale Mabry there?
502 South Dale Mabry Highway, about 5 blocks south of Kennedy. Can't miss us. Big, white, beautiful, brand new Pro Health building.
Yeah, big, white, beautiful. That sounds like Trump describing it. One big, beautiful bill.
It's the bestest.
It's the best. It's the absolute best. It's amazing. Yeah. You got to check it out. All right, Dr. Doug, prohealthdoc.com. Thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure to be here.
All right. Hey, quick break. Coming back with our security expert, Gunnar Branecki, GuardianProtection.com. We're going to talk with Gunnar coming up here on the program. Follow us online. We'd love to connect at BrandonRimes1 at CQB Show. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a favorable rating out there on YouTube as well. That really means the world to us. We'll be right back.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.